Guys, check this out. Dead queen ants littered the floor. What a bloody mess. Let's clean this up. I went into the AC test tube portal and with my tweezers carefully lifted out the dead queen bodies. Rest in peace, royal ladies. I'm sorry you won't be able to become founders of colonies of your own. Guess that's just how ant life is. Here, another dead queen in this test tube. Let's remove her from the setup as well, placing an AC plug into the hole. Now, as I looked into this other test tube next door, here I spotted 2 living queen ants. They huddled up against the cotton. These are 2 queen yellow crazy ants. Stunning queens, this species. One of them had broken off her wings, which is typically what queen ants do after their nuptial flight. Let's call her Queen Bridget. And another still had her wings. Let's name her Queen Amy. Now, little did I know, there would be something about this situation that made me quite sad. Truth is, Queen Amy had been huddled here in this test tube for days now, since she was moved in. I wondered what these 2 queens were communicating to each other. Why not come join us on the other side? The girls will be nice to you this time. I promise. You'll see, Queen Bridget recommended. After no response from Queen Amy, Queen Bridget broke off to head to the other side. She was then met in the arena by another lighter queen, Queen Bella. So what did she say? Bella asked. She's not coming. I think she's traumatized, Bridget answered. The 2 queens headed back to the main group. All right, let's not bring up that we discussed this. Duh, of course not. Hi, AC family. Behold the main queen sorority, packed together, all raising their babies, in what has become the test tube of power. This week, I learned that when you place a bunch of queen ants together, some real high school dynamics can happen. You guys will be shocked at what I learned happens when you place a group of hormonal queen yellow crazy ants together in a single space. Can ants form a Mean Girls Club? Find out about the intriguing world of multi-queen ant dynamics scientists call pleiometrosis, here on the Ants Canada Ant Channel. Please subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon. Welcome to the AC family. Enjoy. I'm not sure about you guys, but high school for me was a bit of a nightmare set of 5 years. Bullying was everywhere, and I was one of those scrawny nerdy guys that got stuffed into his own locker at one point by a school bully. Every day after school, I just couldn't wait to get home, so I could head to my room and play with my various exotic pets, and that helped me forget it all. It's why when I witnessed the strange behavior in my multi-queen setup this week, it brought me back to some really strange times in my teenagehood that I thought I had long forgotten and placed far into the recesses of my memory vault. But I have a very important question to ask you after I've shared with you everything I saw with my new Yellow Crazy Ant Queen sorority. So do stay tuned for that coming up. Now, before I show you how my queen ants started establishing a Mean Girls group, I have to quickly explain why I formed a sorority of queen ants here in the first place. So where I live in the tropics, rainy season officially began about 2 weeks ago. It rains every day now for a few hours, sometimes several times a day. But it's at this wet time that plants and animals truly flourish. Trees and plants enter full bloom due to the insane abundance of water coming out of their summer hibernation period, when it never really rains much and gets extremely hot for most plants and animals to thrive. With abundant plant life all around, temperatures comfortable, humidity high, and soil soft and moist, it also happens to be prime environmental conditions for insects to start breeding. Over the past 3 weeks, at the onset of rainy season, the eusocial insects have been literally forming thick swarms around all the lights on my property, non-stop every night. If you had a glass of water in your hand outside at night, the insects would be falling in and getting stuck in the water. Species after species of termites and ants each had their allocated night on which to form their nuptial flights, where they would breed to initiate the start of the next generation. The local bats of my area literally rejoice at this time, and so too do we ant keepers. I managed to catch an abundance of queen ants this year, including our Meranopus bicolor queen and her stunning brood. As you've seen in our video a couple weeks back, a species of Chromatogaster that might even be a brand new undiscovered species, and these are Sorority of yellow crazy ant queens. Now this sorority was special because I've had yellow crazy ants in the past on this channel. As you recall, the OG colony we called the Golden Empire, which was an epic colony to own. But if you recall, that colony was already a small established colony when they came to me. I've never actually started a yellow crazy ant colony from scratch before, from just pregnant queen ants. And if you're asking why did you put a bunch of queen ants together and not just put each one in its own test tube setup? Well, it's because yellow crazy ants are known as polygynous, meaning their colonies in the wild contain many queen ants. Unlike fire ants, like the Crimson Knights you saw in last week's video, living on their volcanic island Vulcania, who only have one queen per colony and will not tolerate more than one queen, yellow crazy ants can have multiple queens in a single colony. After mating, queens will group together and found a colony cooperatively, a process called pleiometrosis, which is why I simply placed a handful of queen ants into this AC test tube portal setup and watched to see what would happen. And well, turns out the group of post-nuptial flight queen ants that I call a sorority have already begun to lay their batch of eggs. Have a look. That is one huge brood pile. It looks like there may even be some newly hatched larvae in there. They've only been living here for 1 week, and I loved watching the queens lovingly care for the brood, licking the eggs clean, and even grooming and cleaning each other. This was pretty cool to see that these queens were all getting along. Except for one queen. Queen Amy was the only queen who I never saw join the group, ever. I suspect that she's become an outcast from the group. Now there's no way to tell if this is what actually happened, but I did find it strange that she continues to insist on not mixing with the group. I wondered, did the others cast her out? Or did she just prefer to leave the group on her own accord, for whatever reason? What do you guys think? In a strange way, I could see myself in Queen Amy, and if she was like me in high school, I knew exactly how she felt. You see, the reason I suspect that the group had casted her out is because in multi-queen colonies, undergoing pleiometrosis, depending on the species, there usually is a queen hierarchy, where some more dominant alpha queens act aggressively towards beta queens, driving them away to other parts of the nest, especially when babies finally arrive. This is a process ant scientists call oligogeny, and is what I suspect happened here. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if some or all of the dead queens we saw at the start of the video were actually killed. Pretty sad. But AC family, there is a glimmer of hope to the story. It seems there were 2 queen ants from the group of 7 power queens that would pay frequent visits to Queen Amy, the most frequent visitor of which was Queen Bridget. I've come to learn that she was Queen Amy's best friend. Another more light-colored queen also would emerge from the main power test tube to check up on her. And that was Queen Bella. And as coincidentally strange as this is, again this all brought me back to my high school days, as I remember also having just 2 best friends in school, that made those times a bit more bearable. Their names were Lawrence and Byron, two Asian kids, both of whom I still talk to, and both have actually had the chance to fly in from the other side of the world to visit me here at the Ant House. It made me happy that Queen Amy at least had two such friends on her side. I loved watching Queen Bridget comforting Queen Amy, and even tugging at her leg at times to get her to join the group. This was to no avail though. It seemed Queen Amy was adamant about not joining the power group, the Mean Girls group. So this is all I know about this starting polygynous yellow crazy ant colony so far. I'm excited to bring yellow crazy ants back to the channel, and even more excited to watch this sorority found a super colony of yellow crazy ants with millions of workers like their predecessors in the old Antiverse, the OG Golden Empire. But what I find the most exciting is I'm really intrigued and interested to see how the social dynamics of this multi-queen yellow crazy ant colony actually play out over time as the colony grows. I wonder if Queen Amy will ever get out of her rut and decide to join the other girls, or if the Mean Girls power group continues to grow in hormonal tension and undergoes further oligogeny, i.e. driving other beta queens out of the main power test tube, like Queen Bridget and Queen Bella perhaps. Truth is, scientists still don't know everything there is to know about the social dynamics of queen ants in polygynous ant colonies, which is why having this new yellow crazy ant sorority really intrigues me. Watching and observing how they develop will be great to document for ant scientific research. Now, at the start of the video, I mentioned I'd be asking you a very important question, and it's this: what should we name our new sorority of yellow crazy ants? Let me know your name suggestions in the comments, and I will choose my top 5 favorites for all of us to vote on in a future video. Also, seeing as it's anting season now in the Northern Hemisphere, feel free to visit us at antscanada.com if you need ant keeping equipment like this AC test tube portal, ant test tubes, or ant farms that you see me using in my videos, so you can get the most out of your ant keeping experience. We also list vendors of local ant colonies with a queen on the site if you need to source an ant colony of your own. Anyway, I'll be sure to keep you all updated on the progress of these yellow crazy ants, and let's all hope that Queen Amy pulls through this seemingly difficult time. So if you haven't yet, do hit that subscribe button to follow this continuing ant story, and hit the like button, as it really helps a lot to let YouTube know you enjoy these ant videos and that they're worth sharing to new audiences. And finally, AC family, I'd like to close with some ant-inspired wisdom. With it being the end of the school year for many of you, and a new year coming up a few months later, I hope all of you who can relate to Amy remember to always keep strong. I can tell you from having experienced it myself, the bullying doesn't last forever. Don't ever be afraid to ask elders or a counselor for help, and always keep your friends who support you close. Most of all, continue to pursue the fun things in life that fill you with passion. Be kind to everyone, and never forget those who helped you along the way, because karma is real. So to anyone who may be going through hell now, just remember, your future stronger self is out there, recalling how you manifested the paradise you've earned by persevering through tough times. Because I've learned that in life, sometimes you need the rain to truly flourish and bloom. Thank you all for watching and supporting the ants. It's Ant Love, forever. Hope you can subscribe to the channel as we upload every Saturday at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Please remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe if you enjoyed this video to help us keep making more. It's Ant Love, forever.